Let's bring in correspondent Caitlin Becker, who is live for us in New York City with the very latest huge update coming just moments ago. Caitlin, what can you tell us right now?
Nichole, just an incredible amount of information we are learning now about not only the suspect, but what he was found with and perhaps connections and a motive as to how this tragedy came about. According to police, he was found with a weapon that had a suppressor on it that they do believe is the murder weapon. He said it was a ghost gun, so no serial number there. It looked like something that could have been made on a 3D printer and built by just anybody who has access to that printing that and to moving those parts. So that they may have obtained that murder weapon. That is all going to go through that ballistic testing to test that against the shell casings and the bullets that were found on the scene. Additionally, some more information that's coming out there. Really, this is, you don't want to say that the investigation is over at this part. It really just starts heating up now because now they need to connect this suspect with all of the other pieces of forensic information that they have. You hear the most critical part being putting that photo out to the media. The police, NYPD, said that they relied really heavily on all of the surveillance footage that they had obtained throughout the city, which is just very, very significant. I mean, you're looking at footage that we shot over the weekend of divers going into the lake at Central Park. At the time, they were looking for that murder weapon. That search, of course, is now suspended because it does seem that they have it. Now, they picked up the suspect on separate weapons charges. He's probably going to face those charges in Pennsylvania and then, of course, have to be brought to New York to face separate murder charges in regards to the actual killing of Thompson. The suspect has ties to Pennsylvania. He appears to have grown up in Maryland, also has ties to places in California as well as Hawaii. They're going through every single bit of his social media to see if there are more indicators as to a motive. But the biggest one, of course, is an alleged manifesto, a 3-page handwritten manifesto that was found along with the suspect. Nichole.
And Caitlin, I'm told that we have some sound from Altoona police that we just received into the newsroom. So let's listen to that, then we'll talk to you again on the other side.
Today at 9:14 a.m., Altoona police officers were dispatched to a McDonald's restaurant for reports of a male matching the description of the UnitedHealthcare CEO murder suspect. Officers made contact with the male, who was subsequently arrested on unrelated charges. At this time, the Altoona Police Department is cooperating with local, state, and federal agencies. More information will be released later this evening.
All right, so that is a statement, Caitlin, coming from Altoona police. As you told us, as we heard from authorities also in New York, that is where this person of interest was taken into custody. But Caitlin, walk us through some of the evidence that investigators had already gathered up until, of course, the major update and news that we got today.
It really does seem like the most crucial pieces of evidence were those photos and the surveillance footage, because that is what we here at NewsNation were able to put out into the public so that people could get a look at this guy. So someone all the way out in Altoona, Pennsylvania, got a look at someone at McDonald's and said, I think that's the guy. They made the call. That is critical right there. There are eyewitnesses that police have interviewed who were his alleged roommates at the hostel that he stayed at here in New York City. Now, police knew that when he checked into this hostel in New York, he used a fake New Jersey ID. Now, the suspect in Altoona was found with a fake New Jersey ID on him. So that connection there is critical. Of course, there are bullet casings and bullets that were found at the scene of the crime. There was a burner phone that police picked up in the breezeway area between the buildings where the suspect ran when he was fleeing from the scene. Police also picked up a partial print on a water bottle. There's potential DNA evidence that they could have found on the wrapper of a protein bar. The backpack that the suspect was wearing was tossed in a pretty inconspicuous location in the park. It wasn't hidden very well. Police picked that up on Friday. Inside was a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and a bunch of Monopoly money. All of that is going to be forensically tested. And now that they have a suspect in custody, they can get his DNA and his fingerprints and match them against all of the other information and all of the other forensic evidence they've already found, Nichole. NYPD has said that the scene was very rich in forensic evidence. So it just seems like there is a ton of that really hard evidence that that's what you need to secure a conviction, that it does seem that investigators have quite a bit of that.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.